Hey, welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you stopping in. This week on the bench, we've got a little sewing machine cabinet here that needs a little fixing up. This came into the shop a while back and told the customer I'd try and get it fixed up for him. So it needs a little bit of everything. The top needs to be refinished. The finish is shot on that. The rest of the cabinet, I'm going to try and restore the finish. We've got some joints that have separated here. Obviously, this drawer's fallen out. I think the rail for it is gone. I think it's in the drawer though. We got some veneer repair and just a general cleanup. The inside, I'm probably just gonna clean it up. I'll try and tilt this over and show you what it looks like. But it's a sewing machine cabinet, so I guess there's a place to put all kinds of bobbins and threads. But anyway, let's get right to it. So I think these are the drawer guides for the bottom drawer. Luckily they were in here. Well, this is kind of stuck in there. Here we go. So it looks like the back is slid down, and this side over here, this is separated. So let me see what I gotta. So both sides of this are loose. This is loose, but the top is solid, so I don't want to pry this whole thing apart. You know, other than the back panel, there's nothing to hold. There's no stretcher back here or anything, so it looks like this back panel was probably originally glued. So it's loose here and back here. Well, I'm batting 1,000 here. Forgot to start the camera back and forgot to turn my mic on, so sorry about that. But basically, the other joint was set just fine. So I took the clamps off and I glued this joint here and this joint back here and got the clamps on. So structurally, once these dry, we'll be good. Then I'll move on to some veneer repair and fixing the drawer. All right, this thing's been in clamps overnight, so let me get these off. It's good. This actually wobbles just a little bit because there's no support back here whatsoever. The only thing holding the cabinet together is the back and side panels. All right, so I think the next thing I'm gonna do is get these drawer runners put back in. So one had come off on the bottom on this side, and then this one goes up here. So I've got everything glued up good so far, and I was getting ready to address the veneer that's come loose here, and it's really loose on the inside. And what I noticed is this drawer runner is glued securely to the veneer, but because the veneer is loose, this is becoming really loose. And there's a big crack down here, so I'm going to glue this up first and get a clamp on it, and then I'll address from here up. Well, this is coming all the way through here, so I might as well get this too while I'm at it. Oh yeah, that's good and solid now. Still got some work to do here and up here. This is the main one I'm concerned about. Just got to get a lot of pressure on that. All right, I'm gonna let that dry the rest of the day. But you can see just from cleaning out a little bit how dirty that water got. So I'll get the other one clean and let this one dry. This is the inside of the top or lid for the cabinet. And again, I don't think this rack that holds these little dowels was original to the cabinet. But someone has added this, and it's my understanding these are used to hold ribbon. There was 6 in here, but room for a lot more, so I decided I'm going to go ahead and make some additional ones for the customer. So just taking a maple dowel, and you'll see I make a jig to hold it so that I can drill holes in the end of it. And then I just hammer nails into those holes and cut them to length, and then finished them with a nice clear coat. I think they came out pretty good. And then I can drill my hole for my nail. Now I'll just hammer this back through to the other side. So I've got a little recess there. Then I can mark it with my Forstner bit. That gives me my center mark. Fits pretty good. For the top, I'm going to use a little antique walnut gel stain on it and hope that it's not too dark. Nice. All right, I'm gonna let that dry overnight and see how close it matches when it dries. Right now, it's looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna try something different on this. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand this maybe with like 500 grit. I'm gonna clean it first. The drawers have been cleaned, the case is not. And then I'm gonna try and use this. It's a Resto-Finish. It's supposed to restore the finish to colored faded wood and old finishes. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here, but we really didn't want to go to a full refinishing on this. So I'm gonna give this stuff a try. All right, here's where I'm at on this little project. I cannot be happier with the way this top came out. It looks great, but the rest of it, I can't say that. I don't know what I was expecting from the Resto-Finish finisher, but it looks terrible. I can't let this little cabinet go out of my shop looking like that. So I talked to the folks last night, and they said, yeah, let's just go ahead and refinish it. I sent them some pictures. I don't know if it's wrong product, wrong application. I scrubbed all this really good. I actually cleaned it twice and then wiped it down with wash wax remover to make sure. But it's just not there. So I'm gonna start stripping. And I found one more area where the veneer was loose, so I had to actually cut a little slice in it. So I'm gonna get some glue in here and get this clamped down, and then I'll start stripping with the drawers. All right, finally got all the scraping done. Got probably 99% of the finish off. So now I just got to sand, won't bore you with all that. So probably the next time I come back will be right before I'm ready to put finish on. All right, I'm ready to get some stain on the rest of this. I'm going to start with the top assembly. I stained this before, as you saw. Then I decided to go ahead and refinish everything. So I'm going to get everything wiped down with a tack cloth. I'm going to do the drawers fronts only. And I've got these taped off because I hate it when people refinish stuff and you can see their fingerprints on the drawer sides. I'm not going to finish these, but I will wax them. Oh, looks good. Well, I'm really happy with how the stain came out on all the components to the little cabinet here. So the next process is going to be the putting the finish on. So it'll be a 3-step process over 3 days. I won't film everything and bore you with it, but I'll start off with a coat of gloss armor seal, which is an oil-based polyurethane. I'll let that dry 24 hours, sand it, another coat of gloss, sand that, and the final coat will be the Armor Seal Satin oil-based polyurethane. I don't always show it in my videos, but always the first step before putting anything on the projects is to wipe them down real good with the tack cloth. There's several different ways you can apply Armor Seal. You can use a brush, you can use a foam brush. My preferred way is just with a cotton t-shirt rag. And I do a wipe on. I think it gives a little bit thinner finish, or a thinner coat rather. And I like to build 3 coats rather than less heavier coats. And if you ever use this, you've never used it before, don't be surprised if you pull a little color off with the first application. That's completely normal. Okay, the final step is going to be to get this wood polishing conditioner on here. Not only am I going to put it on the outside, but I'll do the inside and outside of the drawers and inside and outside of the top and the base. Love this stuff. I'll use 4/0 steel wool to put it on, then buff it off with a microfiber cloth. Here's what the drawer looks like after finish and wax. The outside looking really nice. The inside looks good. Well, if you remember, this was a pretty sad looking little sewing cabinet when it came into the shop. It was actually initially brought in just to make some structural repairs and do maybe a light refinish. I tried to restore a finish on it and it just looked horrible. So decided to go ahead and strip it down and do a complete refinish, and man, I'm glad we did. This thing is beautiful. It's got some really pretty wood in there, and I think the owners are going to be very happy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.